All right, today we're in Longleaf. Longleaf is a neighborhood in Port Richey that our clients have loved for years. They've got their final phase of new development coming into this neighborhood. Let me tell you everything about this area. I'm Sam, this is the Living in Tampa channel, and we make these videos for you about the whole Tampa area. We want you to know what it's like to live here, what it's like to move here, what it's like to buy and sell real estate here, because that's what we do. We help you buy and sell real estate. And if that's something you want to do, give us a call, text, or email anytime. We'd love to hop on a Zoom call, give you some of our resources, give you some of our attention, and help you through the process. Today I'm in Longleaf. Longleaf, you see it right here on the map, is in Port Richey. Now Trinity likes to kind of claim that this is part of Trinity, but it's not. So we're right here at the corner of Highway 54 and Starkey Boulevard. Just on the other side of Starkey Boulevard, it becomes Odessa. So different town, very similar feel. This is like a master plan community. So when I say master plan, it's like the whole community was kind of thought out ahead of time. It was managed by one developer, a few different builders. They took the extra steps to make sure there was parks and some commercial stuff, like a little coffee shop and stuff at the entrance, which you can see right here. Other things they did is they built a big elementary school here. Longleaf Elementary is right here in the middle of the neighborhood. A couple other things like daycares and things like that right here in the neighborhood, which is super cool. So from here to get to the nearest beach, which is something that people move here for, people love the beach. People that are thinking of moving to Florida love the beach. So it's something we want to always bring up. The closest beach is going to be Fred Howard Park in Tarpon Springs. That's going to take about 25 minutes most of the time. To get down to other beaches like Honeymoon Island, Clearwater Beach, St. Pete Beach, you're just adding more and more time. But like I always say, the closest beach is often the best beach because you want less friction to get to the beach if that's something that's important to you. So to get to downtown Tampa, when you get down near the airport on 589, you're gonna get off onto 275 and go over toward downtown, or you can get off on 60 and go down Kennedy. Kennedy and 60 are the same thing. When it comes to your staples, all your staples are nearby. If you need groceries, Sprouts is super close, Publix is super close, Target, all those things are just around the corner really at Little and 54. When you go further down 54 the other way toward Odessa, toward Land O'Lakes, Lutz, and Wesley Chapel, you get more and more shopping and other things like that available. There's premium outlets all the way out there in Wesley Chapel, but everything in between, there's a lot of grocery options, a lot of shopping options, and that Highway 54 corridor has kind of become a corridor up for these suburbs up here. So everything Port Richey, Odessa, Land O'Lakes, Lutz, Wesley Chapel, all those areas really feed off of this one east-west corridor. So to a lot of locals, Longleaf is kind of thought of the first master plan style community in this area, where they did, think through a lot of these details. A lot of the homes are rear entry, they have a very unique feel. And right now, they're calling this phase 4 because they built this neighborhood out in these different phases. But phase 4 is happening right now. They're gonna build another 400 homes. There's only 500 homes in here right now. So adding 400 is going to change the size of this neighborhood quite a bit. In the new area, there's a range of builders, which I'm excited about. You have Lennar for some entry-level stuff. Then you have Biscayne Homes and Homes by West Bay. So there's gonna be some bigger homes in there, which is often something people are asking for. So our clients that have chosen to live in this neighborhood, they love the big front porches, and it's very, very much like a front porch style neighborhood. West Chase is kind of similar in that way in some of their neighborhoods, where a lot of these homes have garages in the back, little alleyways behind them, and then you have a front porch that comes out to a sidewalk. And in some of these areas, you have even bigger walking trails that go all the way around the border of the neighborhood. In between a lot of these places, you have really cool parks and green spaces, like this one right across from me. Let me show you. So this little park is just in the middle of some of these homes. You have homes here on each side of it. Simple swings and playground. What kid doesn't love that? Here's some rules for the playground. I saw a big rule at one of the playgrounds the other day that said kids must keep their shoes on. That's pretty hard with my kids. See, cool little green space, benches, little path going through here, very naturally landscaped, not overly manicured. Maybe you want overly manicured. I prefer it a little bit more like this. Now it is fall, so stuff is a little bit more on the ground than other times of the year. Another thing that our clients have loved about Longleaf is the elementary school right here. They've chosen it specifically for the ratings that that school has and the proximity of it being right here. Here's the big trail you can see. This paved asphalt trail goes throughout and just kind of weave around the neighborhood. Super cool. Even with the bigger homes, they don't typically have garages in the front. We'll pull through one of these alleys here so you can see the rear entry. Some builders that we've talked about before call this like a cottage style, where you do have just a normal front porch in the front, goes out to the street, you have street parking out there, but then you have this garage in the back with a little alley. Now, the one thing that this does complicate is if you want a pool, not all of these can actually have a pool. That makes it a little trickier for a community like this. Here's one right up here with a pool, and you can see it's just pretty tight here on the lot. So the last house we sold in here, they had a pool as well, but it was the same kind of thing. Like, you just don't end up with very much yard. And for these clients, that wasn't a big deal to them. A lot of these kind of cottage style neighborhoods have this similar feel. If they don't have a lot of commercial stuff in the middle, they're really quiet. A lot of people are out right now walking their dogs, just out for a walk. Kids are at school, parents are at work. It's really kind of a sleepy neighborhood. So some of these are townhouses, big townhouses, but let's talk a little bit about the size of the homes here. So a lot of the homes here in the neighborhood are 3 to 4 bedroom. If you're looking for something quite a bit bigger, like our clients were actually looking for a 4 bedroom because they both work from home and have multiple kids, and then they wanted it to be at least 3,500 square feet. We couldn't get quite to that size in this neighborhood, but they fell in love with the neighborhood, so they compromised on the size a little bit. But if you're looking in the area for something bigger, this next phase is gonna have a lot more options like that. So right now, going into 2025, they're gonna start phase 4 here at Longleaf, and I expect prices really to be between 400 and 800,000. But let's talk about some of the other expenses with a neighborhood like this. There is HOA fees, there is CDD fees. But because this part of the neighborhood is not super new, the CDD fees range from like 1,000 to 1,600 a year. Those, like I've said before, those get like added onto your property taxes. But the HOA is around 1,000 a year. With the HOA, I kind of saw conflicting numbers with a few different listings. It seems like it's between 1,200 and 1,500 per year. And it seems like that would remain constant with the new part, but the CDD in the new part could be quite a bit higher. I would actually expect the CDD in the other part to be around 2,000 or 2,500 per resident. The homes in this neighborhood are also just not your typical Florida style. Yeah, they're stucco, some of them have columns, but they have this more kind of colonial craftsman style that feels this kind of quaint Northeast kind of vibe. I wonder what you guys think of this style. You know, a lot of our clients that have chosen this area, it's very specific to this neighborhood after they've explored a few of them. They just really love the feel, the vibe of this one. It's super quaint and quiet once you get back in here. Some of these bigger homes are evidence of other phases. So you have these tight little lots, and then you have these bigger lots back here, where obviously they just did a higher end phase. And you know, the new phase is phase 4. This is just showing like a little bit of diversity here in the neighborhood that actually makes it really unique. These bigger homes back here also don't have garages in the front, which I like. I like the visual of the garage being on the side or in the back. I think that is very appealing to a neighborhood like this. But this area back here doesn't have sidewalks, and everybody has way bigger lots, and they back up to some kind of green space. Super interesting. There is like a little preserve area back here between these two neighborhoods. So some of these preserve lots and homes were just a more exclusive high-end phase is kind of what I'm thinking. So my wife always gives me a hard time because I don't talk about the vibe of areas enough. I think I talk about it plenty, but this vibe is just a different kind of neighborhood. I promise you. Longleaf, compared to every other neighborhood, now some neighborhoods have little sections like this, but for there to be 500 homes that are all cottage style is really unique. The kind of feeling where you want to sit on your front porch, walk through your neighborhood, say hi to your neighbors. Your kids are out there riding their bikes. Like that kind of a vibe is really what it has. So maybe that's your vibe. If it is, give us a call, text, or email. We would love to connect. If it's something else, we also want to connect with you because maybe it's not this specific vibe, but what I want to show you is that there are areas with very specific vibes, and what we love to do is connect with you and see if we can find it. So, give us a call. Thanks for coming by.